How are y'all tonight? And tonight is just like every other night when we come through. I don't even know. Hey, Shamika, how you doing tonight? Just like any other night when we come on here. I don't got no conversation. It's like whatever we gonna talk about is what we gonna talk about tonight. I don't even know. Today was like a my mind was really clear. Anything that came to me today, it was on a personal level, like somebody who I needed to talk to one on one. And that was it. So I didn't get much of anything else. And so tonight gonna be one of our let it flow. Let it flow nights. Your smile makes me smile. Oh, I'm glad then. I'm glad then we both smiling. Cheese. I'm glad you had a good day. You're doing okay today. I had a good day today. I just spent time out in the garden. I actually came on here and went live earlier today out in the garden, and spent some time a little bit on here. Shared the garden on here a little bit. But that's basically all I did out in the garden. And I had me a good little time doing it. Situating some things out there, clearing up I in my areas where I ain't got nothing in my garden, I call it's bald headed right there in that area. So I had to, clear up them patches or whatever. Hey Callie, how you doing today? Get rid of some of them bald spots that's out there in the garden, because I like to see it full of green. But yeah, what y'all seeing good today? What happened today? Usually I be done stroll through these YouTube streets and stuff and seeing something, and then it pop up or whatever. But it never fail. It never fails. Is it cold? Is it Do it snow where you at, Callie? Is it snowing where you at? A lot of people today, everybody was asking me like, where's you at that you got all this green growing in your garden today? They was like, cause all I see is snow all around me. Ain't nobody got time to be growing nothing right about now. But except for when they find out that I'm in Florida. We don't get snow here. Not usually. It can happen, but not on the regular. But y'all know we like a let it flow. Cold supposed to snow tomorrow. Okay then. Hey Phoenix, how you doing tonight? I actually am a person. I love the cool weather instead of the heat. But I don't think I think I'll be complaining something if I move somewhere where it just snowed all the time. But I have never experienced snow before, so I always be saying that I can't wait to go somewhere where it's snowing at. Um, just to have the experience. I'm pretty sure once I have the experience, then I won't want it no more. I don't know. I've never had the experience though, so you know, I'm trying. Um, but what y'all had? What we gonna talk about tonight? I really ain't like I'm blank right now. But y'all know I come on here and then I start talking to y'all, and all of a sudden, bam, we got something to talk about. Just like that. It just happens just like that. Bam. Deshauna, I'm good. Thank you. Hello, Callie and Shamika. Well, that's good. Everybody doing good. I'm originally from San Diego, California. Snow is not my thing. You imagine how snow is when you look at it, the way they be portraying it on TV and stuff like that. And my sister then be like, girl, it is not like that. Snow can be nasty and disgusting. It's all dirty and gross. And I was like, no, don't ruin my thought process of how I think is, going. Don't do that. She's like, no, it is not all nice and fluffy how you think it is and everything. It be all mixed up and all kinds of stuff like that. So, um, Phoenix, I'm doing really good today. I've had a good day. Um, I had a really good day today. Out in the garden for a little bit today. I got all of my little broccolis and stuff filled in and everything. But yeah. And y'all know I just have to come through and I have to fulfill my situation where I see and I don't want to say, is it a commit, is that a commitment? A commitment. A commitment. That I'm saying to myself, like, regardless of whatever I'm going through in life, I'm going to come on and still hit the button, whether it's up or down or whatever it is, and not sabotage myself. Is that like a commitment? And I just don't want to say that it's a commitment, and trying to avoid it. That, I think that's the same thing, ain't it? Wonderful. I need to watch that video. I missed it. Yeah, I went out there and dug up some stuff, and then I had some baby broccoli, some little broccoli, and they was growing in little clusters or whatever. Cause I just like planted it in little clusters of things, and so many was growing in one area. So then I was just like dig them all up and then separate them, so and spread them out, so we can get a whole lot of broccoli. Callie, you say it's therapy. That's a beautiful commitment. But then I don't want to call it a commitment, because what if one day then I don't know. I will say this. The only thing that I don't want to go back into is then when I'm going through something. And hopefully it won't be it won't be too soon that I'm going through anything, because God knows I done been through enough, in my opinion, it this past couple of months, few months, whatever you want to call it. But what I don't want to do is go back into that thing, is where I come and miss a day, and then I stay gone for like 3 or 4, 3, 4 days, and then that 3 and 4 days turn into a week, then that week turn into 2 weeks, then that week turn into a month. You know, that's where I don't want to fall back into that. Cause then in those times I'm back in my silent mode. Anybody be going to those places like that where you just go, something happened to you, and it's to me it's almost like that's my way of, if somebody do something to me, my way of punishing the world is I go silent and I don't say nothing to nobody. Shamika, you do that? I really I really feel like that's, when I look at it now doing it, it's like that's my punishment to everybody. It's like I don't really like strike back or anything like that. I just go quiet. I just don't say anything to anybody. I can literally walk around as if nobody in my world does not exist. I'm just quiet. And I got a mad face, but I'm just not saying anything to anybody. And if I must open my mouth and say something to somebody, I'm pretty sure they rather me not say anything at all. They'd rather just move around. Well, I am one of those people. And I can say that I don't do that so much now as I used to, before. I'm learning to use my words, but it's like when you start to use your words or whatever, it's like I'm too um it's like I don't want to say something to somebody that then later on I got to turn around and I got to apologize for what I said. So it's like walking, for me, it's like walking a tightrope for myself. And two, I'm a person, I don't like to make mistakes, which means I always try to be perfect at everything. And we all know that there's no such a thing. But when you coming from somewhere, these are all of the different changes that you be going through. trying to make it make sense in your head. And it's like whenever you be in that quiet mode where you ain't talking to nobody, you just on full silence. If you think about it in your mind, when you be going through that, be replaying the situation that got you to the quiet place over and over again. You just play it over and over again in your head. Is that how it go? um Zombie mode, I call mine. Now it seems funny, but it wasn't funny when people would say it to me. Oh, you in zombie mode. It used to piss me off when they, yeah, but it's almost like they making fun of the place that you in or something, even though that's not what it is. Because I'm pretty sure it's like people be wanting you to snap out of it. Hey, Dove. Like the quiet moment when you enjoying a PB&J and it's just fire. Well, this situation is a little bit different, Dove. Cause it come along with an attitude. Unless you be eating when you got an attitude. It's like this mode is a little bit different. Like somebody did something to you, and then that just you sitting there, and it's just okay. Then no problem. I figured you had just joined in or whatever. But what we was talking about is that when you have those moments where somebody has said something or did something. Oh my gosh, Shamika, you said it. You said it. I was finna get there too. Because when he came in and he said something about the PB&J, I was like, "Ooh!" When I go to those moments, it's like I can go in the kitchen and I can cook dinner. I can fix everybody's plate. I don't want to eat. I don't want to do anything. But Dove, what we was talking about was at times when somebody make you mad. I was asking, is there anybody else in here that goes through those moments of where you get mad about something that somebody did to you and you just go quiet? You don't want to talk to nobody. You don't want nobody really to talk to you. You just want to be mute and don't say anything to anybody. But also that thing comes along with you don't want to eat. Um and me in that position, I just be replaying the situation over and over and over and over again. It just like it just it's on repeat at that moment. As long as I'm silent, that thing is on repeat. Whatever just happened, that's all just keeps happening. True, Shamika, I actually feel sick to my. I feel same thing, and I don't. Could that be called a coping mechanism? I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's a. I need to think about that. Let me write that down. I'm gonna write it down and say when I go mute, is that coping? That's all I'm gonna write down. That's a question that I have to go back and ask myself and just sit with it. I don't be wanting to eat. I just quiet and clean. Hey, that's what I do. And then when you be cleaning stuff, do you be throwing stuff around when you be cleaning up? It's like everything you do it angrily. If you pick up something and you move it to another place, it ain't like it's like you want them to hear the noises and stuff you making, but you don't want to talk. You don't want to say nothing to nobody. Um, I don't want to be calling nobody out. I ain't talking about y'all. I ain't talking about y'all. I'm talking about myself. Those are things that I do. Everything that I move around, I don't just move things around quietly like I'm being quiet. Everything that I move around is like I throw it, slam it down. I might knock a couple of things down on the floor. Something like that. Yeah. So I was just wondering, is I'm the only one that's out there that do that right there? Yes, and you just accidentally bang something once in a while. Absolutely. I throw stuff and throw a bunch of stuff out as loud as I can. Yeah, that's me. Oh my goodness, it sounds like we all out there together. Yeah, 100%. I get that, and I struggle with that. But to me, I eventually get to that part where it's like being mad at someone is like drinking poison and expecting the person that hurt you is going. Oh my God, Dove. That almost like that almost like jerked a tear to my eye because I never could get that before. But one of my very good friends asked me, she said, "Do you know how much energy it takes for you to stay mad at somebody versus get rid of it and move ahead?" And not until she asked me that did I think about it is some extra work to keep that, to hold on to that anger instead of just let it go or whatever. And the only person is like everybody else looking at you. Let me tell you something that too used to get on my nerves so bad when I be in one of these moments. Now I'm pissed off to the nines. I'm mad at everybody, right? Um, and while I'm mad, and let's just say it's my husband that I'm mad at that did something or whatever, right? If I'm doing something and he watching TV and he busts out laughing at whatever is on the TV, oh my God. Oh my God, I feel like I'm mad on a whole nother level because he laughing. He laughing about whatever is going on the TV, and I'm over there sitting and thinking to myself, this sitting here laughing and everything, and this, and this, and that. I'm still mute, but in my head, this is what I'm thinking. So it's like, I almost feel like since I'm on mute, you should be on mute too. You shouldn't say a word. You shouldn't laugh. You shouldn't do that. Yeah, it just put me at a whole nother level. So after she said that, um, I began to think about it and start to learn how to let go of um, being so angry like that. And then you ain't getting nothing because everything that you mad about, you holding it on the inside. You ain't saying nothing to nobody about what happened to you, why it happened, and what you did to me was wrong, and all of that stuff. And again, I'm not encouraging anybody to smoke anything, but me going to smoking, you know, the Mary Jane, um, is one of the things that helped me to slow down and start to use my words because I was never used to communicating with anybody. And somebody had told me a long time ago that if you don't learn how to communicate, it's going to cause you to have a heart attack because you holding everything on the inside of you. And so I just kept thinking about that, kept thinking about that, kept thinking about it. And it's like now that I know how to use my words and say like what is bothering me, whatever. And it's like it feels like a whole lot of pressure like been let up off you. Now, if I get to one of those positions where it's like I'm overly mad, you can't shut me up then. Once I get to those places, I say all kinds of things. And let me tell you something, those things that I do say, because then there's like a mad that keep you mute, but then there's a mad that put you over the top and you don't care what you do. Nobody better not say nothing to you. Like I call that the lost it stage. You done lost it at that point. Um, how dare you laugh when I'm pissed at you? Right, Kelly. That's what I'm talking about. You better not dare. It's the deep breath after thinking about it all for me. Yeah. It's a different type of exhale. Yes, true. It's the accountability, though, that others never seem to have to take. I realize that we cannot control how others respond. We can only control ourselves. Absolutely. You don't have no control over the other person there in the room. And guess what? Some of the times these people can have done so many things to you. And if every time you go to mute, whenever it happens, and you're not telling them what it is they actually done to you, it's like and just think of what it had to take before you start going to those places, how many times you let them slide before then. So really, when you go to those places of mute like that, it doesn't resolve anything. The best way to resolve it is, still you can have your mute time, you can go somewhere and have your quiet time, and when you calm down a little bit where you think you can say it in the right way, get it out of you and put it in the direction where it's supposed to go at, and then let it go. And sometimes when you try and let it go, if you done had the experiences that I've had, it doesn't matter what you say. um I didn't do that, you wrong, or whatever. And you can't change or control nobody else's situation. Like you said, you can only control you. Or I'll eventually let him know Mary Jane is my best friend. Yeah, see, Callie. But see, I think Mary Jane was my best friend. Listen, only just I don't think I'm right at I don't think I'm right at 6 months. I gotta go back and look. But I'm almost 6 months free from that. And I think I can still talk and discuss, but it made me like slow down. It made me not so afraid of using my words and everything. And I think I went through all of these tests with a lot of other people, but I believe my husband was my hardest test ever. He was the hardest test for me, like to say whatever it is that I needed to say or whatever. So it's like he was the hardest thing for me. And since you know, it was him, it was like a thing that helped us connect and communicate a little bit better. But then we still where we are. I think it has to do with the past, what has happened to us. Yeah, absolutely. Phoenix, I believe that too. I think that's a part of this process that we go to. I don't really know. I'm not a counselor. I haven't even been to counseling yet. I have talked to a counselor 2 times, but I still don't consider that like I'm in counseling yet. So there's a whole lot of stuff that I'm just learning. And then when I come on here and talk to you all and find out that some of the same people that have been in the same boat that I have been in, we share a lot of the same things that has happened to us. And so I'm like, okay, then that's like, I feel like that's a part of you coming out of or coming through this situation that we don't live through before. I think it's learned. This is a learned behavior too, especially when you are in a place where you ain't allowed to. All of this stuff is happening to you, but you ain't allowed to say it to nobody, or who you gonna say it to when it's your family that's dishing it out to you. So what do you have to do? You have to learn how to hold on to it, keep it mute and cute, is what you have to do. Unfortunately, we tired of people not being held accountable. Absolutely. Maybe because they weren't held accountable in the past. Yes. Oh, okay. Green helps you too. Hey, Joshua, how you doing? Good to see you. Game over. But yeah, I can definitely say that um God allowed me my time while I was doing that. The green definitely helped me get to this place right here. And when I felt like I didn't need it no more, it's just like one day, like I just woke up and I just said, Yeah, I don't want it anymore. And I'm telling y'all, it was during the time that y'all know that I was coming on here. Some of you all know I was coming on like 4 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. Around that time is the time that I quit. And I would also like give that encouragement to you all, but I know there was a time for me that I went through it, and I was like, God, when I'm finished with it, I'm finished with it. We can't worry about other people. We got to worry about our own self. Come on, Joshua. Yes, 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 absolutely. We do have to worry about our own self. And let me tell you something. Every everybody ain't gonna get to the finish line at the same time. Absolutely not. And sometimes there's going to be crutches that God allow us to use on the way to the journey. What I believe he's interested in is, can he use you on the way going through your journey. And I feel like if you make yourself available to be used in those ways and everything, and to, you know, be able to release stuff a little bit at a time, then as you go along, and I always say, if whatever it is you doing, you don't feel no conviction for it, um, then carry on. And when he get tired of you, get a conviction. I can't even say that I felt the conviction for it. I didn't feel the conviction. I just lost the appetite for doing it. That's what happened to me. Kind of like when you get an attitude and your appetite be gone or whatever. That's the same way I felt about that. So me myself, I wouldn't criticize nobody for being in that place, or no, none of that, because I can say how I feel like it helped me through the time that I was going on. So carry on. But yeah, spend a whole lot of time worrying about how somebody else feel about something. That is definitely um one of my issues, and I feel like I'm coming to the other side of that, because I'm definitely starting to consider myself more than I do other people that walk up in my life. That's the purpose that I'm going through, the journey that I'm going through right now. um you can't, I mean, you the one you got to wake up with every single day, and you got to go to sleep with you every single day. You can't get rid of you, and yet it's still some kind of way still be focused more on people on the outside than we are with our own well-being. So take care of you. Take care of you. Like Joshua said, we can't worry about other people. We got to worry about our own self. Got to be selfish for a little while. I'm gonna be selfish. No one can change my mind. No one can help it. 'Cause I'm gonna be bad, bad, bad. Because I just can't. Y'all ever heard that song before? My little nephew put that on my playlist. And every now and then I'll be like, that song was meant for me, like, to hear that. I told y'all little certain songs just be like, it speak to the place that I be in my life. And it's like one day we was sitting on the porch listening to songs, and I was like, when he first played it, I was like, I don't know if I like that song. But then when I got to the position that I'm in by myself, and now it's like you being called to be a little selfish. You got to think more about yourself. Then it was like, oh my goodness, that's listening to the words of this song. That song is called Selfish. And I forgot what the person name is that's saying that, but um yeah, selfish. Just a little bit. But y'all, Is this gonna be one of the nights where I can be on here for 30 minutes and then run and go? A short day because I already came on here and been live earlier today. Because I can promise you on anything, I don't have much of anything to talk about. I just kind of, and I am gonna call it a commitment, my commitment to myself to come on here and do my lives every night, and we just will talk about whatever comes up during that time, and then when it's time for it to be done and over with, then it's time for it to be done and over with. And maybe that's all we were supposed to talk about tonight. Don't stay mute, and probably don't even keep it cute. Whatever you got in your inside of you, whatever has bothered with you, that get you to that place of being mute. See, now we done talked about it. You will never be able to get rid of this conversation from out of your head. So the next time you go mute, you're gonna think about this conversation that we had tonight. And the next time you go mute, it's something gonna change inside of your head that's gonna say, instead of going mute, use your words, take a couple of deep breaths in, and then say what it is that's bothering you and be able to let it go. Because all during that time when we on mute and we ain't saying nothing to nobody and we just slamming stuff around the house while they done carried on with their life, and they over there laughing at they good movie that's on TV and everything, and we over here starving ourselves in several different kinds of ways. The next time that situation or that spirit want to come up, um do something different. That's all I can say. And all you can do is practice doing that something different until it changes. But just don't stay mute. Cause you important. Your voice is important to be heard, especially when something has hurt you in that way, to be quiet. That's what we was taught when we was little kids. That you can't say nothing, you can't use your words or know nothing. But I'm not saying the next time it happens to you that you have to speak then, but let the voice be inside of you that says, open your mouth and talk. Open your mouth and talk. Say what it is that's bothering you. Don't stay in this place because you don't have to. So I'm going to take it as this is one of those nights that I actually get to be on for 30 minutes and then get ready to go. And then this will be the part where I say to y'all, make sure y'all growing something. Put some seeds in the ground and keep it growing, and grow along with whatever it is that you got going on in your life. I always tell y'all I tie whatever I got growing in the garden with my actual life. When stuff stop moving in my garden, that means something done paused in my real life. Um, and then it caused me to evaluate um whatever I got going on in my life so that I can continue to move forward and keep growing. So, and that's the same thing that I want for all of y'all. I don't want your growth to be stunted. I want you to continue to grow, 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 and keep on climbing. Because none of us ain't put here in this earth to be stagnant and staying in the same place forever in a day. We all supposed to be here moving forward and growing and doing bigger and better things, because um to whom much is given, much is going to be required, and to whom much is required of, much is going to be given. So if you fall in one of those categories, you know you can't stay stuck on mute. Ain't no way. You can't do that. I'm washing dishes, but I'm glad you came on tonight. I needed to hear this. Well, I'm glad, Kelly. I always feel like if it's just one person, and nobody don't have to tell me, because I ain't looking for, I don't look for that. You don't have to tell me. If it's just one person that needed to hear what was said, then I'm good. I'm good to know that. And you don't even know today, to Phoenix, I just heard your words over and over in my head, and I can't even tell you. I know that was big for you, and you didn't even have to come and share that with us. When I tell you, just those words that you told me you was able to write down, that blessed me all day long. That was like, I'm a big girl, but I ain't never jumped up and clicked my two heels together. But literally, that's the attitude that I felt today. That it just kept playing over and over and over in my head again. And I'm telling you, that's a powerful thing. And you may feel like you shared something so little and small, and you don't even understand. A person that's in our position to understand what those words mean, it's not my fault. It's a lot of things people don't take accountability for. But it's so many people that's walking around with that thing right there stuck inside of their head, the one thing that they should not be taking any accountability for it. And I'm telling you on everything. I just heard, listen, I was in Dollar Tree today, and listen, here I go. I'll say I'm finna get ready to get off of here. There's gonna be an hour before I move out here. I went in the Dollar Tree today, and I seen some Post-its this color, and they was in the shape of a star. And I said, Lord, I thank you for Dolly Bear. I really did. I seen them Post-it notes, and I wasn't in there looking for no Post-it notes. I just happened to see them. So I'm telling you, several times today, that came up in my spirit. So many times today. It's not my fault. So, girl, keep on telling your testimony. I don't care if people over on your page get tired of hearing it. Keep on saying it, because you gonna say it, and it could be one person in there that hear you say, it's not my fault. And you don't know how somebody else hearing that, it's not my fault, how that can help another person to grow. I came on here trying to set my own self free and found out that there's thousands of other people. Thousands. And I'm saying thousands, and I know it's more like millions or billions of people that have our same story. But to know that I've encouraged thousands of people to start their healing process or to move to the next step in their healing process is absolutely amazing. Amazing. And so I thank you very much for sharing that with us. And you will never know, you will never ever know how many people you actually helped. And it'll feel like you haven't helped anybody. Because I felt like that before. I ain't helping nobody with this. I just come on and I'm just talking. I'm trying to heal me. You just don't know. And maybe it ain't for you to know. Just keep on telling your story. That's all. Keep on telling your story. And like Joshua said, don't worry about them other folks. Worry about yourself. Worry about yourself. Joshua, that was a whole word right there in his own self. Worry about you. And if you worry about you and you take care of you, you can take care of some other people along with yourself while you taking care of your own self. Being selfish. Ain't that something? And to become a high class gardener. Yeah. And y'all that don't know what a high class gardener is, that just means we over here, we make sure we growing stuff at all times. The high class part just means when we going out there in the garden, we ain't playing around with no bugs, no worms, and no snakes. And we done added frogs onto the list too. We don't play with none of that stuff right there. And sometimes those kind of people show up, those kinds of things show up in people in real life. And those kind of people, we don't want to deal with those kind of people either. So that qualifies us as high class gardeners over here. And so If you want to be a high class gardener, all you got to do is, subscribe and, hit the like button or whatever. And that qualifies you as a high class gardener. Until next time, I'm going to see y'all later unless something else come up later on tonight. Because y'all know I be the queen of all over the place, all times of the night and everything like that. But I feel like tonight, I'm definitely going to be getting my Z's or whatever. Now, I may not be back on here no more tonight. But just in case. I'll see y'all later, tomorrow, whatever it may be. Good night, y'all. And to my moderators, I really, really appreciate y'all because I know they've been. We got so many of them now because we got so many trolls that been coming up in here. But hey, we've been handling it left from right. They gave us a break tonight. But I really do appreciate y'all. Thank y'all very much, and may God bless y'all for blessing me. Y'all have a good night. Good night, Shamika.